Welcome into another edition of the Statesmen Insider right here on WXVT. Jimmy Smith here with you. We'll start out in the hot seat. Coach Brian Hein. Coach, big weekend this weekend for you. It's another chance for you to get those national numbers and qualify for nationals. It's the DSU Christmas Invitational. We'll talk about who's coming, the big events, and just kind of where you're at right now. You haven't swam in a while.
Yep.
Talk about that. Talk about not swimming in a while and then kind of coming to a big meet, kind of having that lull and then a big one.
I'll tell you, for us, we've been out for a little while now, but we had a lot of tough meets early on, so I feel like I got us prepared. But we're pretty excited now. Like you said, this is our first meet all year to get a little rest for and see what type of national cuts we can make, and really our first chance to do that. So we're kind of, the rest I think is going to kind of help us in that aspect, kind of rest us up, let us kind of work on the little things, but also just get ourselves ready for what's to come.
I know Rice will be here. I believe Missouri State. The men will be here. Who else is going to be swimming?
Let's see. We've also got the University of Tampa. We've also got Incarnate Word, also University of New Orleans, and also Little Rock. So we've got a lot of teams.
Are you happy with who decided to make the trip?
Oh yeah. It should be a great meet. It really should, and we really like it for a lot of reasons. And one, it's great competition again, across the board, Division I and Division II. But also we have a lot of people that match up very well with some of our swimmers that we feel like will push them and hopefully let us reach those national time standards we're trying to get.
What are some of the matchups to watch for? I know we're basically. Who is going to be a highlight for you to pull out a victory? And also, what's the status of Hannah Mantooth and the whole diving thing going on right now?
Well, I tell you right now, with on the whole diving aspect, Hannah, she's kind of she's still recovering from that broken arm, so she won't be in this one. But we do have some new divers out in the program that'll be diving, and this will be the first time they get a chance to really go against more than just one team, more than just a dual meet. So we're excited about them to get that experience. And then, of course, some of the big races we're looking for is on the men's side, the distance races. Incarnate Word has the defending national champion these distance races, and he's coming in, and we feel that'll be a great race for Wolfgang to go after. And they've also got another distance guy, and that's faster than the one that won last year. So it'll be should be a great race in all those distance races.
Do your swimmers understand how big this is? I know you don't have to necessarily harp on them to remind them this isn't a Ouachita Baptist. This is some of the biggest and best individual and teams they'll face. That's
right, and I think a lot of our folks really enjoy this particular meet because there isn't a whole lot of pressure in terms of beating a certain team or doing this and that, but it's really going out there and trying to hit their goal times. And it's their first really chance all year to hit the goal times that they have set for this year. In sport swimming, you've got to have a little bit of rest to get those. And for them, it started in August. They're really excited to get up and swim this meet, get a chance to make those cuts and kind of see where they are. And so for us, it's kind of the best of both worlds. It's kind of a low-key thing. You don't have to worry about the conference and where you're going to place and that sort of thing right now. But yet there's such good competition out there. You can use that to really push you and try to be at your best.
You had exams a little bit ago. All the teams had to deal with traveling with exams or playing during exams. How did swimming and diving approach that whole exam week, and where you were kind of on the back burner in terms of the student athletes?
Oh yeah. I tell you what, it's kind of a blessing for us here to be able to stay here and have this Christmas meet here. Like I said, a lot of those other folks are traveling, getting all that stuff done. For our folks, they're able to still get their practice in. Obviously it was cut back to some degree in terms of the rest and all that sort of thing. But it really helped them focus on their grades and and really just allowed them to do that, and then just kind of after that was done, get back in and get ready to go for this week. But it's a nice thing being at home.
Down the line, we talked previously about your recruits. I believe the number was 7. We still at 7, or have there been any others?
We're still at 7. We've got a lot of folks that are kind of sitting right there for us, but we don't like to count it to the mix until we get that paperwork in. But we're very excited about how that's shaping up.
Who are some of the? I know you don't name names or where they're from, but what positions would they fill on your team if we were to land these others?
Well, I tell you right now, and a lot of the other ones, we're looking at some backstrokers on the girls' side. We're also looking at some distance freestylers and some IMers there. And on the men's side, of course, we're looking at some IMers on that side as well too, and also some sprint backstrokers. So kind of both programs looking for a little bit of the same thing. But like we said, on the women's side, we feel like we added a little bit of everything already. On the women's side and on the men's side, we definitely added some speed. and we definitely added some really good strength in the butterflies.
Christmas meet's coming up. That's this weekend. Realistic expectations. You, Brian Hein, you're facing some of the best.
Yeah.
But what does Brian Hein expect from his team?
Well, I tell you right now, we just want to make sure we do everything right and see what, like we said before, just see what sort of national time standards we can get and hopefully get some folks qualified so we can head up to Canton here later this year.
That's right. The Nationals in Canton, Ohio. That's coming up later this year in March, I believe. And Christmas Invitational this weekend. It was Saturday, also today, and it will be on Monday. The finals will be swam tomorrow morning. That's Coach Brian Hein. The Christmas Invitational at DSU this weekend. All kinds of stuff coming up. Mishan Vanderpool, assistant basketball coach for the women's team. Jason Connor coming up as well. All on the Statesman Insider on WXVT.